What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of VlogTalks. I'm your host with the most, Xavier Solis. That was incredibly cheesy, but I love it. I'm a songwriter. I'm supposed to be cheesy. That's part of my job description. It says there, under lyricist and composer, it says cheesy. All right, guys, so today's episode, I'm going to be doing a Q&A. I put out a poll that a lot of people actually got involved with. I'm super excited and super glad a lot of you guys got involved, which is really cool. So this poll was pretty much a question. Ask me questions, anything. I can talk about music. I can talk about life. I can talk about movies. I can talk about, tips as an artist, tips as a vocalist, all these kind of things. And I just wanted to open the floor. So if you guys had questions and everything, you guys sent it in and I was able to answer a lot of those questions. So let's dive right in. Okay, so I'm gonna be reading them off of my phone. Yes, I am an iPhone user. If you're a Samsung user, we can still be friends, but I'm not gonna like you very much. I'm just kidding. Let's just pick a random question on here. Okay, here we go. First question. Favorite movie? Okay, here's a good one. I like this. Favorite movie. My favorite movie is Goodfellas. It's a classic film by Martin Scorsese. If you have not seen it, I recommend you go and watch that. Goodfellas is a movie about the Italian mafia in New York City in the early 50s all the way up until, I believe, the 80s. It's kind of the story and the life story of Henry Hill. And it is brilliantly done. It's actually the movie that inspired me to get into screenwriting and get me into, just working in film, working in TV series. So that's my favorite movie, guys. What inspired you to do music? Ooh, this is a good question here. Okay, so what inspired me to get into music was a number of things. It's a complex answer. There's different things that got me into music. So I was always involved in music from a young age. And that was something, I just grew up in church singing, and seeing my dad sing at church, seeing my mom sing and stuff like that. And I always aspired to be like my dad because to me, I have never met till today a singer that is better than my dad. I mean, he's the greatest vocalist I have ever seen, ever. It's incredible. And I have, just studied every vocalist like that I can say. Like, I've just really gone in depth to study everybody's techniques and stuff like that and why they do what they do and how they do it. My dad is the one person that I have always aspired to be like, musically speaking. And it was him that inspired me because he kept pushing me. He was like, you know what? Go and do music. He's like, get into it, get involved with it. And my mom was the one who put me into piano lessons when I believe I was like 6 or 7 years old. We did it for about a year because piano lessons are expensive and we couldn't do that for very long. So I did piano lessons for maybe about a year. And then my cousin, if she's watching this, love you. Thank you so much. Because she's the one who lent me her keyboard. It was a Casio keyboard, I remember, and it weighed a ton to be able to move it around. And we didn't even have a piano stand or nothing. It was just on the floor. And I just pretty much taught myself how to play over time. And then went to high school, continued playing in high school, went to university, and had to learn how to play piano in university, formally speaking, with theory, reading sheet music and stuff like that. And yeah, so I was primarily a self-taught musician and moved into classically trained as time went by. But yeah, that's what inspired me to get into music. And I always wanted to create, right? Like, even since I was a kid, I was always, watching movies. Movies is what inspired me to look at music differently, right? A lot of people just listen to songs on the radio. A lot of people listen to, songs that they see on MTV or music videos or stuff like that, and they get inspired by that. For me, it was seeing my dad and seeing it was somebody close to me that was already doing it, and then at the same time watching it in film and realizing the power of music, right? So music is just the best. Yeah. Movie recommendations. Okay, movie recommendations. I already gave you one. Goodfellas. Casino. That's a really good movie. You gotta watch these. That's an incredible movie. You love that one. My mom loves that movie. That's a great movie. Goodfellas, Casino, Rocky, Godfather. Definitely gotta watch that. Classic. The Dark Knight. Oh, Gladiator. You gotta watch Gladiator. These are great movies. They're great films because they're well done, story-wise, visually speaking, and also just the music is incredible in all of them. What inspired you to start singing? I did answer that. So my dad inspired me to start singing, and my mom. My mom is an incredible vocalist as well. What's your favorite music-themed movie? Ooh, okay. Best music that I've ever seen in any film. Once Upon a Time in America. That is Sergio. Yeah, is it Sergio Leone? Great director. The person who composed that was Ennio Morricone, an Italian composer. Brilliant, 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 brilliant. Go watch it. It's a very long film, but it is incredibly well done, visually speaking, and also musically speaking. It has one of these great musical moments in it. It's called Deborah's Theme, which was redone by Andrea Bocelli and Ariana Grande. I got to sing that duet with a good friend of mine, Bianca Pesciola, as one of my first duets when I first started studying vocals seriously. And it's called E più ti penso. E più ti penso, e più mi manchi. La da 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 da. It's very classical and stuff like that. Very beautiful piece. So I definitely have to say that that is the best music I've ever seen in a film. Top film composers. Ooh, this is a good one. I like this one. Okay, top film composers. Ennio Morricone, Hans Zimmer, Danny Elfman, James Horner, not Corner, wow. Kevin Graham. He's so the first four are incredible composers. They're kind of like bigger composers and stuff like that. But Kevin Graham, he's an independent artist. He releases a lot of stuff on his own and stuff like that. And I personally believe he is up there. He is really, really up there. I've been inspired by a lot of his work. So definitely something that I really respect. Who's your dream collab artist? First of all, I've always wanted to collaborate with my dad. I've always wanted to like sing a duet with him and stuff like that. After all these years, I have only ever sang with him once, and I was like 9 when I got to sing with him. And since then, I've never gotten to sing with him. So that's something that I've always wanted to do. I don't know, going through genres is gonna take forever. But if I had to say like just kind of top artists, I would say I'd love to work with Bruno Mars, because I feel like I really do vibe with a lot of his music and stuff like that, which is cool. Yeah, I would say Bruno Mars. Pretty cool guy. So let's get some music ones in here. How do you keep your voice healthy? Please give tips. Ooh, okay, here we go. Voice tips. So, number one thing for me is that your body is the instrument. It's not just your throat. It's not just your vocal cords and everything. Your entire body. Singing is a workout, right? It requires every bit of your body, right? So, I say that, first of all, being mindful and stuff like that. You know, mindfulness is really key. You know, stuff like that. Making sure that you're always, you know, relaxed. Some people meditate, some people do yoga and everything. And the reason I say that's so important, being mindful, is because tension when you're singing is the worst thing on the planet. Like, it's just going to make it so difficult, right? Singing should be fun, and it should be simple, and it should be easy. So singing is for everyone, as my old teacher used to say. Make sure that you're relaxed, right? That's number one. Number two, you got to make sure that you're keeping in practice, right? So if you just like don't sing for like 5 years or something like that, or 5 months, or even 5 weeks, and all of a sudden you just show up and decide to sing, you might feel it, right? It is a muscle. It's like not going to the gym and then all of a sudden going back to the gym, you feel it and you're sore for a couple of days, right? It just kind of happens. So singing is a muscle. You got to make sure you're always keeping it in practice, right? And the other thing I would say is, you know, how healthy you're being, right? So are you getting proper rest? Are you eating properly? Are you, you know, getting exercise and stuff like that? It does require a lot of commitment. So I'm somebody who is just like, you know, I'm at the gym, you know, 5 to 6 days a week. I'm eating healthy pretty much the majority of the time, I can say. Like, I do once in a while kind of stray and stuff like that. Like, I'll be like, hey, you know, my dad will be like, hey, let's have this, let's have that. I'm like, yeah, sure, let's do it. Okay, come on, right? But I do get back on track and I'll stay, right? So maybe like once every 2-3 weeks, I'll kind of have like a little bit of a cheat meal and stuff like that. But I'm very strict. I'm a bit on the extreme end, right? I'm very extreme when it comes to that kind of stuff. Okay, next question. Can you describe what it was like losing weight and also singing after that? Okay. Losing weight and then singing. I feel like that's another video on its own, because that's been a very big journey. For those of you that don't know, I did go through a very big transition in my life regarding weight loss and just lifestyle change and stuff like that. I used to, at my heaviest, I used to weigh 230 pounds, was my biggest. And my lightest, what I went down to after that, I dropped down to 145 pounds. Right now I'm sitting at about 155, and yeah, big process. That was, I'm not gonna call it dieting because it was a lifestyle change. It wasn't just a temporary thing. So I changed my eating habits. I changed my sleeping habits. Still working on that, not gonna lie. I still suck at that. And I also changed my mindset towards it. So I became more focused, more disciplined and stuff like that in terms of, exercising and pushing myself and getting out of my comfort zone and doing things that I know will benefit my health, right? So if you guys want to know more about that and stuff like that, I can do an entire video on that kind of stuff, on how I lost weight, how I've maintained it, and also at the same time how the journey was, vocally speaking, because it was a huge journey. Your voice changes big time. My voice went through a massive adjustment. Like I'm still, even till now, I'm still constantly adjusting. I'm still constantly being aware of what it was like to lose that much weight and then still sing, because your power changes, your breath changes, everything changes, right? So that, if you guys want, let me know in the comments below if you guys want to see that. I'd actually have a lot of fun doing that one. So writing process. Ooh, my songwriting process. Okay, this is cool. So when I first started songwriting, I am a composer primarily, right? So I do make, like I do work a lot of instrumental and stuff like that. And I am also a lyricist, and I kind of put it together over time to be able to create songwriting, right? And just become a songwriter. So for me, I gotta say, I started off making music and then writing lyrics to that music. Then when I got to high school, I began writing lyrics and then writing the music afterwards, because I saw some documentary or something like that that pretty much said that Elton John would get lyrics from his lyricist, his friend, and he would then compose the music to that. And I thought that was wild. So I was like, you know what? I want to try that. So I was always constantly pushing myself and, challenging myself to make it more difficult. I always like to do that, right? Songwriting, singing, for me, it's always about pushing boundaries. So I'll start off by, okay, I'll compose something and then I'll write lyrics to it. Or I'll write lyrics and then I'll force myself to compose something to it. Or I'll get something from somebody else, just like as an exercise, right? Somebody I collaborate with, they'll be like, hey, what do you think about this? And I'm like, cool. And they're like, can you write to it? I'm like, sure. And then I'll write lyrics to it. And they'll be like, oh, I like that, I'm going to keep it. I'm like, sounds good. Or somebody writes lyrics and they're like, can you write music to this? And I constantly push and challenge myself like that, right? Or sometimes I'll just be like, I have to write an entire song in this key, and I can't use this word, or this word in the entire thing, stuff like that. Or I have to write about this theme. I just push myself on that note. What kind of music are you going to be dropping this year? Okay, this is a good one. So I'm an artist who likes to, for those of you that don't know, I am a recording artist and I'm in music. No, I like to make music in every genre. I'm dropping everything, all styles of music. I am working on, a couple of stuff that I'm going to be dropping. I'm thinking of dropping like maybe 1 or 2 stuff a month type of thing. Maybe these come in time. I'm also working on a second Christmas EP, I think I'm doing. I can't remember. But I'm doing like another one. And there's going to be more original Christmas music. There's going to be more, collaborations and stuff like that. I love working with people. So thank you guys so much for being a part of this Q&A. It's been a lot of fun. Maybe I'll do another one. Maybe every 10 episodes Q&A or something like that. Let me know what you guys want to see next, what you guys want to know about next. Guys, fill out those comments. Feel free to ask me questions. Feel free to get involved, and I will tailor a lot of content to what you guys want to see, to what you guys want to hear, and we'll keep it going. Stay tuned for more, guys. Love you guys. God bless. VlogTalks, VlogTalks, VlogTalks. Share it, post it, subscribe, follow, comment. Take care, guys.